every follower of Jesus is not just called to proclaim the good news day to day, but to proclaim the praises of him who called us out of darkness into his marvelous light. Peter grabs Exodus 19, where God is speaking through Moses to Israel, and talks about Israel being a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. And Peter grabs that language and says, church, you are a chosen people. You are a unique group of people. You're God's own special people. And then he gives you the reason why you're all that. To proclaim the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. The call is to proclaim the praises of him, not just to talk about the good news of his salvation, but to proclaim the praises of him who called us out of darkness into his marvelous light. Proclaim his praises to who? Each other? No, you all in the light. I don't need to proclaim his praises to you, as much of a blessing as it is. Who are we called to proclaim the praises of him who called us out of darkness into his marvelous light? Who are we to proclaim his praises to? Those still in the dark, that he has called us to be salt and light and interact with. So the call to declare his glory among the nations is for every follower of Jesus. And because of the way things have changed and God's orchestration, many of those ethnicities are now in our neighborhoods, and we can all participate. So again, the idea of the call is across the street and around the world. But around the world has to have, in many ways, a higher priority, because it's easy to get focused on across the street. And that's a whole nother subject. And then the Great Commission is to go and make disciples of all the nations. And some scholars believe that the word go there speaks of the idea of ongoing as you go. In other words, as you go about your life, make disciples of all the ethnicities. Most scholars agree that the go is actually meaning go, like leave, go, move away from that which is familiar and comfortable. But the bottom line is, every follower is called to declare his glory among the nations, proclaim the good news day to day, proclaim his praises to those still in the dark, make disciples, build relationship with people that you work with your neighbors. Discipleship is relational, it's not informational. Discipleship, the best definition I've heard that lines up with what the Greek actually expresses, discipleship is the passing on of eternal truths in the context of meaningful relationship.